What's up, guys? Welcome to physics class. Hope you guys have had a great start to your week. Happy Tuesday. And welcome to the first half of the stream, which will be Nikke. Second half will be Dragon Traveler, although Dragon Traveler will probably be fairly brief. I've already done a lot of my dailies. But in between those, I'm going to talk about Wukong, which I know is like a little out of left field for this channel. If you're someone who doesn't hang out on stream regularly, if you only watch my videos, then you're like, Wukong, don't you just do gacha games? True, but on stream, we talk about all kinds of random stuff. Also, when Stellar Blade first launched, I uploaded videos of every boss fight. I also streamed hours and hours of Stellar Blade, and I've done various like videos talking about it. And on stream, I've talked about a lot of just like other like action games and Souls games that I played. I like to talk about Elden Ring, Wukong now, etc. So anyway, I just thought it would be something fun to do, something a little bit different, something I wanted to talk about. If there's like 2 people out there that want to listen to me rank all the bosses in difficulty and talk about my experience with Wukong, then cool. If you're not here for that, that's cool too. Like I said, we'll still be doing all the normal stuff. Let me go ahead and just click a few red dots here. Grab some stuff while people are joining the stream. Sorry for getting started a little bit late. I was really hungry after work, so I just like had to get some food, and was not able to start right at 5, so that's why we're off to a bit of a late start. I feel like generally it takes a while for people to filter into the stream anyway, so did I miss like picking up a login bonus thing? Can we see the like the thing that pops up for the login bonuses? This thing. Yeah, here we go. I did miss it. I was like, I feel like, did I click past it too fast, or did it not show up when I first logged in? Anyway, we got it. I think you can get retroactive logins too, so it wouldn't have been like the end of the world if I missed that. But still, I was like, I couldn't figure out what had happened there. Grab some stuff from the cash shop. Lone Syndicate is a member on YouTube. Member for 31 months as a culture graduate. Thank you so much for the continued long-term support of the channel. He says, what's up, Sparks and chat? How's everyone today? 5 months off from 3 years, dude. That's pretty wild. 6. Yeah. Oh, only 5 months. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Man. Been doing this a while, I guess. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, thank you again for supporting the channel. I guess this is a good time to check in with chat and see what's going on. We got Lone Syndicate. We have Sudden, David Santana, Vermouth, Dr. Eagles, Jack. What's up, everybody? Let's see. Hello, greetings. Hello, hey. Hello, Twitch chat, YouTube, bids you fortune. I don't know Wukong well, but I trust my physics professor. Nice, nice. You'll learn about a little bit of Wukong. Hey. Hello. 4 days till half anniversary stream. Yeah, we're coming up. Soon we'll have big Nikke news. At the moment, it's a little quiet. There's not like, you know, because we're right before all the big stuff. Good evening, everybody. Cheers. Hey. All right. Let's grab some stuff from the shop. Nice. It's a Corda stay. Will it be a double Corda stay? Once in a while that happens, but it was not today. We get some extra free credits though. Okay. I don't think I probably can't buy more of these until we get the payout for Union Raid. By the way, we are still recruiting 1 member, okay? So if you have a powerful account on NA, I am recruiting for my union. So if you want to try and do well in the union raids, hit me up. We are looking for somebody with a powerful account. grab my weekly rewards here. Oh, nice. We got some of those, like, universal equipment upgrade things. Oh, did my re-chat get logged out? Hold up, hold up. I think I randomly got disconnected. Okay. No, it's there. Okay, we're good, we're good. I think I got disconnected, like, briefly. Like, not from the stream, but the chat. I think we should be good now, though. Let's see. You've been supplementing your Nikke and Dragon Traveler time with Pokemon Champions. Huh. They have a gacha mechanic. Gotta catch them all. Is Pokemon Champions like a different variation, or is it one of the mainline Pokemon games? I kind of don't really know anything about how Pokemon structures their games nowadays. Depending on how things shake out, him in the current union, you may have a guy. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Let me know. Recommendations are always appreciated. Ooh, we get a free synchro device upgrade. I mean, it's not free, but I don't have to open up Cordus boxes to get it. Like, I just naturally AFK farmed enough of them. That's always a good feeling. So I still haven't completed the side story. I'm definitely taking my time with that. Been kind of busy, just haven't wanted to like sit down and read all of it. Let's go to advise. Champions is purely a PvP battle game, no story, no fluff. Huh, okay. Interesting. So it's only versus Pokemon. So then, do you still have Pokemon that like you've trained and customized, or does everybody just have like base like Pokemon and like you just choose which ones you want, like and there's nothing different about them? Getting close to being done with a few of these. We're gonna be one away on Noah after this. You barely started the side story, dude. That's fair. Like, I'm still in the first section of it. I just need to make sure I finish it before anniversary. Finally managed to retake first place in Pilgrim Tower. Yeah, in your tower group. Cool. Whatever your, like, sub-server is. Congrats. Been watching others play new side story. Your favorite as of now of them? Really? So this is the best side story yet. That must mean it's really good. I'm excited for it. It's been interesting so far. Like, as soon as I saw Oswald, I was like, okay. And it's like old memories of Mustang. Again, I haven't seen a whole lot of it, but like that's kind of like how things start out. So it's definitely got good characters in it. I see. So you import your Pokemon from other games. Okay. So they've done other versions. Like the original one was like Pokemon Stadium, where you could use your original like Game Boy Pokemon, put them on the N64. We were just playing this, like a friend and I, on the Switch, and obviously like we didn't have like Game Boys from like a million years ago to play Pokemon on. Whenever that existed. But like they had Pokemon Stadium on the Switch, and I don't remember, I think the Pokemon were just like random ones you could select from, because yeah, since we didn't have them from our own game, I guess they just were like built in. What's up, Warlock? Welcome to the stream. Let's talk to Breddy. Bombouche. I think her nickname for you was the most fun to say. Okay, I think I need to add a new person to the advising list because I finished somebody yesterday. So, who is that? Who do we add? Jackal Laplace have like 0 progress on their sticker. Ooh, a bunch of these girls have 0 progress. Is there anybody I've been working on? Dude, it's probably gonna be like another 2 years until I finally get all the stickers. That's kind of crazy. Oh, Marshana? Alright, sure. We'll start advising Marshana. We get to stage 6. Pretty Star was a really good side story. Has set the mood for 3.5. Nice, nice. Yeah, I assume it's like kind of setting up the events for our anniversary story. Speaking of advice, you're just about completely done for everyone that you can advise. Niostar and Noah are 37 and that's it. Nice. Yeah, like I'm almost done with like actual advising levels, but going back and getting all the stickers, because there were so many nikkes that I completed before the stickers were a thing. Like I don't know how you can go back and get all those. It's just gonna take a really long time. Let's go to Good World. How are you done with the stickers? That's crazy. Warlock, no, serious question. How did you get done with the stickers? Because that is like, there's no way to make that go faster. And you can only advise 8 at a time. Still have quite a lot of them to work on, Dr. Eagles? Yeah, I imagine most people do. You can do 10 a day. You're right, it's 10 a day, not whatever the amount is. And you can only advise like 1 nikke, you know, like once a day, right? Like you can't advise the single nikke multiple times. Alright, do I have enough for the title? Oh, finally. Dude, I've been saving for this title for forever. Can have that out of the way now. And now we'll wait to get core dust, I guess. Sup, Control? Ready for half anniversary? I mean, we're getting there. I've definitely saved up a decent amount of gems compared to when I started. Oh, what, 5,500? Still not a lot in terms of like anniversary resources that I would need. But we're doing okay. How many tickets do I have? I probably only have like less than 20 rainbow tickets. Oh, 26. Okay. So 26 rainbow tickets. The really bad thing that I'm at right now is only 130 gold tickets. That's kind of my problem. It started as soon as they implemented the stickers. I mean, presumably everybody started as soon as they implemented the stickers, right? Koi46 subscribed on Twitch. Hey, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Because like as long as you're advising every day, like you're just automatically starting on the stickers, right? Who's excited for Snow Crane's story hard mode? Haha. So many gems. Last stream you were at 40k. You're at 39. Yeah, we're getting there. You're close to 80k gems. That's very good. You just started Nikke recently, and your videos have been great, so thanks. Well, thanks for watching, Koi46, and thanks for supporting the channel. Really appreciate that. Glad to hear that my videos have been helping. Welcome to Nikke. Welcome to my channel. We have a good community here. And let me drop... I don't know if you're already on my Discord, but for anybody who's not on my Discord, let me just drop that in the chat really quick. There's an invite link. Get at it if you haven't already. Snow Crane's event actually had good lore. Okay, okay. $18,000 gems, but nearly 800 gold tickets. Yeah, I'd rather be in that position. Like, because anniversaries are exactly where you want to use your gold tickets. You know what I mean? Anyway, what am I doing next? Oh, yeah. All right. I just need to keep doing dailies. Maybe we'll try our last couple of EX stages. Since I blue-balled everybody last time. But we can get like 1,000 more gems. Alright, simulation room done. You're at 25,000 gems, 600 something gold tickets, okay. 58 recruit tickets. Yeah, you're definitely good to go. I mean, anybody who has like 400 plus gold tickets is in a good position, right? Even if you don't have gems and tickets, then, like, as long as you have the gold ones, then you're kind of good to go. Can we get a custom module? Yes, we can. Great time to start with 3.5 anniversary coming. Yeah, this is a good time, for sure. Because there's going to be a ton of stuff. Fun stuff to do, new story, and a bunch of pulls and resources. So yeah, with anniversary coming up, this is absolutely a good time to join the game. Hey, we got double custom module. So we missed one, but ended up with 3 total anyway. You wish you could convert gems to tickets directly, so you're not tempted to use them to the gold ones. I mean, you don't want to do that because you get double value, because you can actually, I mean, you can't do that anyway, but like if you could, you wouldn't want to, because you know, you get the potential value from the actual pull and building up the gold tickets. So is there usually a Pilgrim rerun during half anniversary like there was on full anniversary? I don't know if there's really a usual for that, to be honest, because like we've only had a couple of those, right? And For sure, there wasn't on the first half anniversary. But I would not be surprised if we had a rerun banner for a Pilgrim or Overspec unit. I feel like that could be a reasonable thing to expect. Should get an easy 3 clears here. And we're not using any custom modules, we're not building anything up, we're in like hard save mode. Yeah, I mean, my expectation, as I said earlier, and chat is kind of also saying, is that even though we haven't had a lot of reruns in the past, the last few like big things we have had those reruns, whether it was, you know, anniversary or New Year's or whatever. And I think like as the game gets older and older, we'll expect more and more of those, right? Because there's going to be more things that people have missed. They're going to want things where like new players can grab those stuff that happened in the past. And so I would expect reruns on Pilgrims during big events to become probably a fairly consistent thing. But again, historically we just don't have that many of examples of that yet, because there just haven't been that many anniversaries. Yeah, units like Crown are so busted that we need new players to get them, yeah. Dr. Hero says, I only have 17 rocks so far since I stopped rolling on Moran. I mean, honestly, sounds like you've been more lucky than me, because I think I started saving before you, and I think I probably have about 17. So we're pretty much in the same boat. We'll check and see how many I have after we do these tower runs. You know, I'm thinking about putting Rappy back in her, like, normal outfit. As much as I've kind of talked trash about it, I think it might be time to go back to it. Because I wasn't, like, that into this fan vote one either. Like, it's nice, but it's not anything amazing, you know? She's been wearing it for a while. Just know what Heavy Arm's voice is good in Korean? Yeah, it is pretty good, huh? I actually like Nihilister's voice a lot too. You think they mentioned that they were actually going to do more mini games and not games that take up too much of your time? Yeah, I think so. Because they made some that were like super long, and they thought like not only was it taking a lot of development time, but also just like kind of like high burnout for the players too. Cool, you got Crown? Nice. Hope they'll rerun Naruto eventually. I'm sure they will eventually. It might be a little early for us to see a rerun on Naruto, but I'm sure they will at some point. I assume you already have her on your wish list, which isn't great, but it will hopefully help. Cinderella's completely blowing all the competition really demonstrates to me the rest of the voting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we expected Cinderella to win. Not surprised. She is in the lead by quite a bit. I missed a couple days of voting just because I forgot about it. But I voted yesterday. Your favorite English voice so far is Bae, straight up Valley Girl. Well, that fits her. Nice, you got Rappy Red Hood as well. She's one of the best characters in the game, so definitely very lucky. If you got Crown and Rappy, like, you got a strong group already. Does Cinderella get removed from next year's vote after she wins? Yes. So, like right now, you already can't vote for previous winners. Woohoo! Everybody's favorite Champions Arena. Remove says the Japanese voice is a lot different for Cinderella. Yeah, I think Japanese voice acting has like very specific archetypes that they just kind of put certain characters in, and just like the voice acting, depending on how that character is interpreted, will just sound exactly like you may expect them to. Or if you envision that character differently, it's going to sound really off, because they're like I said, they're very specific, very identifiable voice types. Whether it's like, you know, the spunky hero, or the like sleazy guy, or the cute little girl, or the like older sexy woman. Like they have like voices that they always use for those exact same type of characters. I think we'll attack like this. Maybe like this, actually. See how this goes. So Dr. Eagle says he likes JP Cindy, fits her for him. Yeah, so like if that's kind of like how you envisioned her, then it's going to hit really well, right? Because it's going to have that very distinctive voice tone. So like if that was your headcanon, then it works super well. Drake's Korean voice, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely, the Korean voices are obviously the ones that I know the best, since that's what I always play in. I should be able to beat Osiris. Usually I do. We'll see though. It looks like his CP is higher than it used to be. Might have leveled up a bunch. The original language is Korean? Yeah, exactly. Original language is Korean. Ingrid's English voices definitely smoke cigarettes. That can make kind of a cool voice sometimes. Not endorsing smoking cigarettes, but it does turn out a cool voice for voice acting sometimes. Anis's voice is your favorite? Anis has a pretty good voice, I would say, in all languages. They definitely get that, like, personality of, like, this kind of, like, I don't know, sassy girl, you know? She's sort of ditzy, but also very sarcastic. And I think all the languages on Anis captured that pretty well. Yeah, 19 custom modules, so hopefully we'll get a lot more. And that's after, what, a whole week of saving? It has not been generous to me recently. I do endorse Fritos. Not officially. I'm not being paid to endorse Fritos. We'll say that. I personally enjoy Fritos. We'll go with that. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and try the EX stages, those last couple. What? Like, locked me into the boss fight right away? Alright, we'll go get this one. I don't know if these are going to be hard or not. This is the very last stage of EX stages, so maybe? Not exactly sure what to expect on them. Oh, gluttony. Okay, okay. Oop. Dang, Eve. Looks like we're doing really solid damage to him, so I think this will probably be a pretty easy clear. Shoot into the weak point. Shoot all these spores, whatever the heck they are. And there we go. The amazing voice acting in Nikke is one of the reasons it would never work as a live action adaptation, only anime. I mean, I wouldn't say it would never work as a live action, but yes, I feel like an anime would be really good. We all want a Nikke anime. That's been on like my community's wish list for a long time. How many times have we talked about that? Like, there's so many good options that they could do for that. Alright, last ever EX stage. Oh, it's one of these. Alright. This one's just gonna be a waiting game. Oh, I forgot I can't shoot that guy. Oops. Okay, let's retry. Dude, those are the most annoying enemies in the whole game, I think. No one has breached yet. We're holding the line. Right, EX stages complete. 600 gems for our hard work. Apparently there's a YouTube helping with a Bloodborne animated movie. Oh, that's pretty cool. I need to bankroll a Nikke original video. That anniversary fund is going to have to get a lot bigger. If you want me to bankroll anything. Right now, I'm not bankrolling my own gaming budget with how much I make from YouTube. Alright, we have a healthy stack of elemental, whatchamacallits? Elemental books. We do have one of these. I think I'm actually going to open this. Maybe it'll finally be the day that we can get Tactical Upgrade Yunhua. Here's my wish list. Still missing our 2 units, and obviously Snow Crane as well, since I skipped her. Let's see. So, let's open it. Wait, where did I go? Right here. Hey, Sudden But Inevitable donated $2 with the super chat. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. DK video presented by Sparks Seed Money. Yeah. Alright, alright. It's got to start somewhere, I suppose. Alright, let me update the anniversary fund. What are we at now? 22... Excuse me. $22.99. And again, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that, Sudden. Okay, so hopefully that gives us good luck for this mold, okay? Tactical upgrade, Unhua, coming in. Or we could just get SSR shards. Okay, sure. We can open this now, so maybe the luck will transfer. D, okay. One of the worst possible results we could have gotten. At least she's not already core 7. So it wasn't a unit that was already core 7. So it could be worse. Where is she? There we go. She'll be core 1. Have not had a lot of copies of D, I guess. All right. I think now is as good a time as any to talk some Wukong. So, I've just really enjoyed playing through the game, and I wanted to share my thoughts on it. And so, I have a website called Rock Paper Scissors Shotgun, or rockpapershotgun.com, that conveniently made a list of all the bosses in Wukong in order that you can find them in each chapter, and they've got pictures for all of them. So I'm going to share that in a second, and I'm just going to rank all the bosses on difficulty because the boss fights are really fun. Wukong is known as a super difficult game, although I think that has been overblown, as we'll talk about when I'm actually ranking the bosses. And it's just, I don't know, if any of you guys want to venture out of the gacha space, or you have enjoyed action games in the past, I would highly recommend checking out Wukong. I think, you know, it's good to like test your skills in different ways and have variety. It's also like not a super like time demanding game. Like there's a lot of content. Like I had like a 60-hour playthrough. So there's a lot of things to do there, but it's also not really like demanding that you play a ton in one chunk. So if you only have like an hour to play or whatever, it's kind of easy to take in bite-sized pieces. It's not like you have to learn like a ton of in-depth RPG systems or whatever. So anyway, I would recommend you guys check it out. So I'm going to give you just kind of like a general overview of like my thoughts, my experience, sort of like rate categories of like how good things were in the game, and then we'll go through like a tier list of like how the bosses, on how difficult they were, and also just how fun they were, how cool I thought they were. So let's go ahead and switch over, and then we'll play some Dragon Traveler right after this. This is kind of like not centered, so let me readjust this. Let's move this over so we don't have all the like advertisements on the website all the time. There we go. Wukong is the Angry Monkey game, correct? Yes. Wukong is the Angry Monkey game for sure. So if you don't know anything about Wukong, it is based off of the classic novel Journey to the West, in which a monkey, which not a literal monkey, but like kind of like a spirit monkey, goes on a journey to obtain enlightenment, kind of as punishment, actually. And along the way, he learns a lot about life and fights a lot of people and makes a lot of friends, and it's just like entertaining antics and stuff like that. So, and it kind of pulls from Buddhist and Taoist religious themes, as well as a lot of the actual deities in those real world religions. But of course, uses it to tell a completely like fictional, like mythical story. Way, let's talk about the game in general. Like, sort of as I went through it, I went the completionist route. So as much as possible, I did every little thing. However, I did not use any guides. But there was one thing that I ended up looking up. I looked up where the 5th cart was in chapter 5, which we'll get to those in our boss list here in a second. Because the 5th one was just super, I couldn't figure out how to get it to spawn. It was impossible. Like, there was characters in the game that explicitly said there's 5 of these things you have to get, and I found 4 of them, and I could never find the 5th one. And so I finally gave up, and so I looked up how to locate that one. And then there's another thing that someone had told me long before I ever played the game, because like the game came out like a year ago or whatever. I just learned this, which is where the long scales are, or the dragon scales. And that's kind of like a big, probably the hardest thing to find in the game, but I had luckily actually already been told about that. Everything else, I did just on my own. There were 2 items that I missed. I missed one set of armor, which was apparently like Wukong's original set of armor, so I'm going to get that on my second playthrough. And I missed one spirit summoning, which I had to defeat a boss in a certain way to get it, and I didn't know that I had to do that. So that was another thing. Otherwise, I did a pretty good job of collecting everything. The game, although it does have a lot of things to find, it's pretty easy to find them. Like, it's not like a lot of like really difficult to find secrets. Like, as long as you're not just rushing through, you should be able to find pretty much everything in the game without too much of a problem. So, I also played through the game without really using any medicines or consumables, which can be big buffs, and I just kind of ignored that, partly through laziness, also partly because I just wanted to master the combat. So you could make some things a lot easier in some situations if you took the time to do that. And I almost never use Pluck of Many, which you can make duplicates of yourself, which just go crazy on the boss, but it doesn't work on certain bosses, and so I decided, like, I'm just not going to rely on it. I'm not going to use it. You can get an insane damage in some situations, but I just kind of ignored that function of the game. Okay, so graphics on Wukong. We can see this beautiful screenshot here. It's very impressive. I would give it S tier graphics. I mean, anything running on Unreal 5 looks incredible. There's some other games out there that look really incredible that have been really recent, like Crimson Desert. Is like a really cutting edge kind of game, and Wukong just looks incredible. It's definitely one of the best looking games out there, and also one of the best running Unreal 5 games out there. It doesn't really have any kind of bugs. Art design, great. I would say it's A tier, probably not S tier, but it looks really, really good. A lot of these are really, really cool designs. Again, we'll see all pictures of all these bosses as we go through them, but A tier on the art design. Level design, C tier. This is the worst part of the game. Definitely the worst part of the game. There is an egregious use of invisible walls. Like, it's so stupid. Like, you'll literally see a path. Like, they put a path, but then there'll be an invisible wall so you can't go through the path. And if it was a totally linear game, it wouldn't be a big deal. But the fact that it does encourage exploration and you are trying to find these secrets, it means invisible walls are a huge problem. And this, again, is by far the worst part of the game. And so for level design, it gets a C tier. The only reason it's not getting like a D or an F tier is because some cases are better than others in different parts of the world, and it is cool that like they have kind of like interlocking paths and some kind of clever designs that are a little bit like kind of like Dark Souls, Elden Ring kind of thing, but just the invisible walls make it kind of bad. Anyway, combat, A tier. Really, really good combat. Excellent combat. Not like my ultimate favorite combat in the game. I wish it had a parry. Technically, it has a parry mechanic, but not really. But it's very smooth. You never feel like you're cheated at anything. Hitboxes are pretty good. It's fun. It's challenging. Works very, very well. It's just very responsive. Excellent. I would also say story. B tier. Story is good, but you will miss a lot if you don't know what happened in Journey to the West. And it's definitely one of these games where you have to like, in kind of like in Dark Souls, we have to read item descriptions, or in Stellar Blade, you got to read item descriptions. Like a lot of the actual story that's put in your face can feel kind of disconnected, and it's hard to figure out what's actually happening. That said, the lore is A tier. Really, really great source of lore, like I said, from Journey to the West, and just pulling things from like Taoist and Buddhist religious things and Chinese mythology. Really, really, really cool lore that I've enjoyed about learning quite a bit and done a lot of research on. Music, I would also say, is A tier. Really good music. Example of like S tier music might be like Nikke, but this was really, really good music. So A tier on the music as well. And then performance, so like frame rate bugs, game crashes, that kind of thing, I'm going to give it a B tier. Frame rate was solid, and it doesn't have a lot of the issues that a lot of Unreal 5 games can have. But there were a couple of janky moments sometimes where like an enemy would just teleport away, like it would just like glitch out of existence. And it did crash for me twice on my playthrough. So it was nothing that was like a major problem, and generally it ran really smoothly, but I'm going to give it a B tier. As far as my overall personal enjoyment, just rating for the game, I'm going to give it A. It was really, really good. I definitely would recommend it. Sutton asks, how would you describe the difficulty? That's hard. So now that we're going to actually start the boss fight tier list, it's totally subjective. Like if you've never played like an action game before, it's probably going to be very challenging. So I guess to give you some context, like I've beaten everything in Elden Ring, including all the DLC. I've also done everything in Stellar Blade, including all the like hard mode boss rush challenges. So for me, I didn't find it that challenging. There were challenging moments, which we'll talk about. But I think for the average person who maybe isn't experienced in like action or Souls games, it may be fairly difficult. I think just go into it with a mindset of like, okay, I'm going to learn the combat and expect that I'm not going to win the first time. And then nothing's going to feel crazy. Like I said, there aren't like a lot of cheap moments or feeling like, you know, things were unfair. You just need to practice. Like dodging time is fairly forgiving. Use the tools that are available to you. All right, so starting off on our first boss here, I'm going to give every boss a rating for how cool they are, or just how much I like fighting them, and then how difficult they are. So coolness will be F, D, C, B, A, and S. And then as far as difficulty ratings, that's going to be easy, challenging, very hard, or insane. So I'm going to say a boss was easy if I beat it on my first or second try. Remember, all this is just totally subjective off of my personal experience. Some of these bosses you can like go back to after you've leveled up more. So, you know, again, it can kind of depend on how you play the game. Something might have felt challenging, but then you go level a bunch and then you fight the boss and it gets easy. So if I beat it on my first or second try, it's going to be easy because like if I beat it on the first try, that means I didn't really have to learn anything about the boss, right? I just stomped it. And even if I beat it on the second try, again, easy because I might have just wandered into the boss when I was like missing a bunch of mana or something. And so I was just at a big disadvantage, but then I beat it on the second try, so whatever. I'm going to say the boss was challenging if I beat it in 3 to 5 tries. And then I'll say it's very hard if it took me like 6 to 12 tries. Examples of that might be like in Elden Ring, like the Elden Beast or like Malekith, which were 2 bosses that I found challenging. And then I'm going to say a boss was completely insane if it was 13 or more. These are bosses that maybe people were even stuck on for days, depending on like if you found the game really hard, right? So an example of that, like for me personally, would be like the Elder Natiba in Stellar Blade or Promise Consort Radon from the Elden Ring DLC, which is extremely difficult. So that kind of like sets the stage. Maybe everything in Sekiro, possibly. I haven't played the game, but anyway. So Erlang, Erlang is the first like tutorial boss. You literally can't lose. So that was obviously easy. Like you don't even have a health bar. You're just it's like part of the story. As far as coolness though, this is easy S tier. Like it looks insane. Like you're up here in the clouds, like fighting gods. It's amazing. Bullguard. This is the first like real boss. Oops. He wasn't all that exciting. I'll give him like a C tier, and was easy. I mean, even when you're like learning to play the game, I beat him on my second try. Wandering White. Okay, this guy not particularly cool. I'm gonna give him like a C tier as well, but very difficult. So this is actually going to be one of the hardest bosses for me personally in the game, because he's a boss that is optional and you can go around and you can fight him after you get a transformation, which I think probably most people did, which is a very powerful ability. But as soon as I found the Wandering White, I'm just like, nope, I'm going to beat this guy, which is kind of like if you guys have played Elden Ring, like the Erd Tree Knight or whatever he's called, riding on the golden horse. Absolutely not meant for you to fight right away, but you can. So I probably died to this guy like at least a dozen times, which would put him into the very hard to insane range, because he just has so much health and does crazy AoEs, and you have no like tricks at that point. Like again, I didn't learn the transformation spell yet. You don't have like any stuff. You just have to like straight up fight him. And you have like obviously low health attack and all that. So really very hard to insane, I would say. Gongzi. Now this is the boss where you get the transformation spell from, which will make the Wandering White way easier, I would imagine. And Guangxi is easy. I beat him on my first try. Cool boss though, cool boss. I'll give him a B. Lingjuzi is the next boss, like first kind of big main story boss, I would say. Cool wolf, I'll give it like a B tier as far as coolness, but again, easy fight. I think I beat it on my second try. Ba Li Gu Lang. I'm not going to pronounce any of these names correctly, just so you guys know. Obviously, I do not speak Mandarin, so I apologize for butchering the pronunciations on some of these. There's a frog boss in every single level. Some of them are more difficult than others. Most of them are pretty easy. This one was pretty easy. Also not particularly exciting, but you know, I'll give it a C tier. Guangmo. Also fairly easy. So I think I beat him on my first try, and we'll give it another C. There's probably going to be no D or F tier bosses as far as just how cool they are, just because they're all really cool. White-clad Noble. So I heard that this was like a big wall for some people. He has 2 phases which can catch you off guard. It definitely did me the first time. And I've heard that this is the first spot where a lot of people end up quitting the game. But he's actually not that hard. The good news is when he gets to his second phase, he's actually easier than in the first phase. I'm going to put him in the challenging range, which is, it took me 3 to 5 tries to beat him. Cool story boss. I'll give him an A tier as far as like how cool he was. Black Wind King. Big buff dude that's secretly a bear. I think I beat him on my second try. Maybe it was my third. I don't know. Easy to challenging, I guess. Cool fight. We'll give him a B. Now here's his final bear form, which you do as a totally separate fight. So Black Bear Guai. He was easy. I beat him on my second try. I know that for sure. And we'll give him also an A tier. You find him in this like burning down temple. It's pretty cool. And then he's the final boss for Chapter 1. Now, there is a secret boss within Chapter 1. Do I keep clicking the thing down too much by accident? And that is Elder Jinchi. Looks kind of like the Wandering Wight. He's definitely more powerful than the Wandering Wight, but you're also a lot more powerful when you fight him. And I'm going to give him an easy. I think I beat him on my second try. And it's not particularly exciting. I'm going to give it like a C tier for like how cool it is. Red Lung. And by the way, there should be like a tone in there, and it's not pronounced long or loong, but it's kind of like lung. So this is maybe one of my favorite dragon fights. So there's several dragon fights throughout the game, but there's like 4 secret dragons. And this is the first of the 4 secret dragon brothers, and I think is the coolest fight of them. Very easy though. I beat it on my first try, but I'm gonna give it an S tier. Like you come into this secret area with this like tree, and he flies out of the tree. It's super cool. It's super cool. All right, Langley Gaba. So this is another frog. Like I said, there's one in every chapter. Again, easy, and I'll give it like a C tier for how cool it was. Earth Wolf, also easy. I almost died on it because I had gone through like a big area and had run out of a bunch of stuff and health when I wandered into him. I remember I was like wandering around this whole area for like over an hour trying to find the next shrine to like rest at. And so I was getting super exhausted, but I still beat him. And we'll give it a C tier for how cool it was. Very sad lore behind this boss, by the way. Every time you beat a boss, you get like a little picture and a blurb you can read about it. Yeah, very sad story about it. All right, King and Second Prince. This is your first duo fight, and this was one of the things that I missed. So depending on whether you fight the Second Prince, which is the big guy, or the King, this little guy first, you'll get an item. And I killed the big guy first, and so I don't get the item. But on New Game Plus, I can go back and get it. But a relatively easy fight, and we'll give it a B tier because it was kind of cool, just because it's like again, like a duo boss fight was kind of cool. First Prince of the Flowing Sands. This guy looks scary and intimidating. He is a giant rat, and you can see this is the little rat, and this is the size of his head. This guy's this huge, ugly rat. The lore behind this is like these were actually humans that got turned into rats. So the First Prince is pretty easy. Again, I give it an easy, and I'll give it like a B on the fight. It was kind of fun. This is where you find the secret of the 4 long dragons. And this is the thing that I had already known about going into the game. But this is probably the biggest secret thing to find in the game, because you either have to get this boss to destroy this wall, which how would you know you're supposed to do that? Or use this one specific ability on this wall. So very obscure thing to find, which is probably like the biggest secret or hardest secret to find in the game. Which is how you could fight that Red Lung that we talked about a second ago. Tiger Vanguard. Okay, so Tiger Vanguard is the boss that I died to the most in the entire game. We're only in the second chapter. And he is quite a difficult boss. I would say he's a significant bump up in difficulty compared to any other boss you fought at this point in the game. But also, I tried to fight him early in the game. So the world kind of opens up where you can go like in 3 different directions at this point. And this was definitely the most difficult direction to go first. Now, I probably fought this guy over the span of like 2 or 3 days and died to him like 25 to 30 times because his combos were so long, and sometimes he would teleport, so it was like really difficult to time when I was supposed to dodge, and I just felt like I was doing chip damage every time I hit him. And it was just like, how am I possibly going to get through this guy? I'm like doing barely any damage to him. But I decided to bang my head against the wall and keep fighting him. What I should have done is just left, right? And fought something else. But I didn't. So I died a lot. He was insane. I eventually gave up and did go explore the other areas. and left him for a while. And when I came back, then I like beat him. Still, I wouldn't say easily, but I did beat him, like coming back to him then on my first try at that point because I had way more powers to fight him with. But a really difficult boss. I think I had gotten so much practice from him that then when I came back at an appropriate power level, it wasn't a challenge. But I think had I come back even appropriately leveled, he would have been like a challenging boss if I hadn't already had so much practice against him. So, but yeah, this was my number one challenge of the game just because of the way I chose to do it. Like literally more than any other boss, the final boss of the game, whatever this guy is who I died to more than anything else. So I would put him in insane for that reason because I fought him over multiple days. Tiger's Acolyte. He was easy. You fight him on a bridge, which was a little annoying. You don't have a lot of space. I'll give it like a C tier. A sad story, again. In the lore, a very sad story. Stone Vanguard. Also easy. First try boss. Kind of cool, I guess. I'll give it like a B tier. Gore-Eyed Taoist. Another easy one. Kind of gross, not cool. I'm going to give it a C tier. Mother of Stones. This was kind of a weird one. So you just like fight the boss. Like she just sits there and doesn't do anything, but she calls mobs to come and defend her. Easy boss. I will give it a B tier for like how fun it was. Man in Stone, also easy. He tries to trick you. He's like an NPC, but you have to fight him. Nothing special. I'll also give it a C tier for how fun it was. Yellow Wind Sage. This is a boss that I hear a lot of people say was extremely difficult for them. That also people, I don't know, I've seen a lot of ratings that people have given like, you know, like top 5 most difficult bosses in the game. People always say this Yellow Wind Sage. I didn't see it. I think I beat him on my 3rd try, which I guess would put him in the challenging category. But like the first time I walked up with like 0 mana and whatever, because it just kind of like accidentally came into his area, so the first try almost doesn't even count. I don't know why people find this guy so hard. I'm gonna be honest. Like this one is funny to me. I really don't understand why he's challenging. I mean, he does kind of, I don't know, like he at one point, like later in the fight, he like hides in the sand and then kind of does like hit and run attacks, which, you know, could be frustrating. But otherwise, like, I don't know, his attacks are pretty easy to read. It's not like he was like that crazy. He didn't have super long combos, fairly slow timed attacks, but yeah. Cool, I would say. We'll give him like a B tier for how cool and fun he was. Shigandong. Another big rock guy to fight. Easy. Again, like another first try kind of boss, and I'll give him like a C tier for how cool he was. Mad Tiger. You can tell he looks kind of crazy. He's like painted his face almost like a clown. Brother to the Tiger Vanguard we talked about earlier. He was challenging. I think it took me about like 5 tries to beat him. He's got some kind of crazy AoE attacks. He's fairly aggressive. Pretty fun. Again, sad story around him. We give him like a B tier as far as like how cool he was. Yellow Robed Squire. This one's part of a whole like NPC quest. Really easy fight. I would say easy, and then just like a C tier as far as fighting him. The other Tiger Vanguard, which I don't want to spoil the story, but kind of related. Much easier than the other Tiger Vanguard, which I died to a million times to. This one, I don't know. I beat him on my 2nd or 3rd try. So pretty easy. Cool story, though. Cool looking boss. I'll give him like an A tier. Fubon, secret boss. Also pretty easy. Is giant, probably the biggest, second biggest in scale of bosses that you fight. But very simple fight. You also have an NPC that helps you fight it, and so just not very difficult. But cool. I'll give it like a B tier for how cool it was. Black Lung. Black Lung was like the second of the 4 dragon brothers, the secret dragon bosses. Much more challenging than the first one. I'll put him in the challenging category. I think I beat him on my 3rd or 4th try. He does this thing where he makes these big shock waves that are hard to time and jump over. There are rocks you can stand on, but he also destroys the rocks. So, yeah, that didn't work out for me very well. He's like a big fat dragon too. I didn't like the way he looked. All right, Macaw Chief. So this monkey really doesn't like you, and you fight him like multiple times. He's never difficult though. I would say he's easy. Kind of cool, fun boss. He does different dynamic attacks. I'll give him a B. Conjing Long. This dragon in the background right here. This is visually maybe the coolest boss in the game. For me, it is a super cool dragon. It's got like lightning and it flies around through the sky and dives at you. Very, very fun to fight. I'm giving this an S tier. It was easy though. I beat it on my first try, but super, super cool. Sutton says, pretty cool that the game takes its time to make you feel sorry for some of the bosses. Yeah. Like if you like learn their stories, a lot of them are very tragic characters. And then like this dragon here, you actually fight her again later on, which we'll see in a second. But she's really cool. Again, S tier for how cool this boss is, but an easy fight. Rat Captain. I don't even remember fighting this guy, but easy. Now I recognize it, but I thought it was just like a normal bad guy, not even a boss. Okay, yeah. So easy, and I'll give it like a C tier. Captain Lotus Vision. Dude, it's so funny. So there's these bosses in chapter 3 that are like Captain something, Captain whatever. And it sounds really cheesy, but I think it's just like awkward translation to English. Easy. I beat it on my 2nd try. I could see some people finding this boss difficult, but because it does teleport, it shoots a lot of projectiles. But if you either use pillar stance or you use your cloud step strategically, then you can just avoid a bunch of his attacks. I'll give it like an A tier for how cool it was, though. It was a pretty cool spectacle. Captain Wise Voice. So here's another one. They're all like kind of weird looking. Captain Wise Voice, again, easy fight. And I'll give it like I'll give it an A, honestly. Actually, it was pretty cool. It's a very weird arena. A lot of like sexual iconography in where you're fighting it. I won't get into that details, but yeah. The second time you fight the Macaque Chief. This time he's more buff and even more angry. Same kind of thing here, easy, and I'll give it a B tier. All right, Kongjin Star. So this is the white dragon I talked about, except she also has a human form, and in this fight she'll like blink back and forth between the human form and like a spiritual dragon form. Again, really cool fight. Give it an S tier. But I beat her on my 2nd try. Slightly more difficult than her other form, but still easy. Qianlong. So this is the 3rd of the 4 hidden dragon brothers. And again, easy. Beat it on my 1st try. Pretty cool, though. He's a pretty cool boss. I mean, he's like kind of a humanoid dragon shape with like a sword, and he's blue, or Cayenne. Really cool lore, I would say. I would say this is my 2nd favorite lore of the 4 brothers, because they all have reasons why they're hiding. And they have kind of cool stories about them. And you're here to mess up their day, because they're hiding from you specifically. So yeah, I'll give this an A tier fight for how cool it was, but easy. Beat on my 1st try. Opera Monobat. This gives you a very useful ability when you beat him. Super annoying to fight. Easy. I beat it on my 2nd try. but very annoying because he spends so much time flying. It almost just feels like poor boss design, kind of bad game design in this case, which is rare because most of these are really, really good game design and very fun to fight. But this one is just awkward because you don't have any projectiles in this game, and he just spends a lot of time just like fluttering around up in the air and you can't touch him, and it's obnoxious. So I'm going to give it a D tier. Chenlong. This is another dragon that actually can become your friend. Is an easy fight though. I'm gonna say so it's easy, and I'll give it a B tier as far as fighting him. Becomes a very good character. Like you want to look out for this guy if you find him. Yin Tiger. So this is also a friendly NPC, but you can challenge him. This, I would say, is very hard. I probably fought this guy like 10 times. And he is someone that you can come back and fight whenever you want. So probably if you went back and fought him at like the end of the game, then you'd probably just like annihilate him. I didn't do that, but he's challenging. He has a lot of teleportation moves. He hits really hard. You can't immobilize him. And I think one of the reasons why most of these fights weren't very hard for me is because I didn't really rely on moves like making the clones or immobilizing enemies. I just used basic combat for most things. And so I think for a lot of people, they might kind of like cheese through a lot of early content using these powerful spells and not just master how the normal combat works. So then when you find a boss like Yin Tiger who can't be immobilized, then you're like, oh shit, what do I do, right? So just a little tip for you or some perspective on that. So yeah, I would say he is very hard because I think I took me about like 10 tries to beat him. Non-white, this guy was kind of weird. He's got like 2 phases. He can like poison you and freeze you and burn you. A lot of interesting things going on with him. I'm gonna say easy because I beat him on my second try, but I think it could be challenging for people. Non-white 2. So again, that's his second phase. So I just talked about them together. All right, Long Li Gu Long, another one of the frog bosses. Yeah, this one can freeze you, which can like insta-kill you. I think that happened to me once. Still easy. I think I beat him on my second try. I'll give it a C. Just watch out for your frost buildup. Old Ginseng Guai. This one's kind of funny. So there's things that will trap you, kind of like mimic treasure chests, except sometimes you'll be like collecting like plants and they'll turn into enemies. This is one of these. Actually turns into a boss fight. Pretty easy though. I'll give it a B tier. It was fun, good concept. Non-able. So since these sound kind of weird, there's like non-white, non-able. Basically, there's 4 characters in Journey to the West that are these like 4 disciples of like a Buddhist master, I think, and they're all named something like able or white. And then there's this other bad guy character that has 4 disciples that he names like the opposite of all those guys. So that's why they have this naming scheme. Non-able was easy. Dude hardly does anything. He's slow. Not a problem to fight at all. Kind of a weird looking guy too. I'm going to give him a C. Green Caped Martial Artist. Kind of a secret boss. Finding the actual boss is easy, but you interact with him earlier on, and it's kind of hard to figure out what he wants you to do. And if you don't do the thing for him, then you won't find him as the actual boss. So he's a secret boss in that manner. Easy though. I beat him on my first try. Cool boss though. Kind of unique attacks. He does all these like rolling fire things. I'll give him an A tier for how cool he was. Captain Void Illusion. This isn't a boss. I guess they included him, but it's actually already dead when you find it. But because he's like one of the captains, I guess they included him here. Captain Kalpa Wave. Dude, this one looks crazy. When I came up on this boss, it's hard to tell from this picture, but like the opening cinematic for this boss and his design, I was like, what kind of crazy Lovecraftian horror have I found? I'm going to give it an S tier for how cool this boss is. One of the creepiest, scariest looking bosses. That said, I think I beat it on my second try, so easy boss fight, but really, really cool. It looks scary and intimidating. Non-Void, another secret boss. You have to talk to him as a certain thing. Again, I don't want to give away everything. Another part of a really sad story. Oh my gosh. And they actually give you a whole like video cinematic before the chapter starts, because there's like a cinematic between each chapter, which is the backstory for this guy. And he did some fucked up stuff. And he's now like lived the rest of his life like praying in repentance. And you're here to basically give him his just reward. Kind of a tragic story, but an easy fight. I'll give it an A tier as far as how like fun and interesting it was, but easy. Monk from the Sea, another easy fight, although you got to be careful because he can freeze you, and again, freeze can be like instant death. But yeah, also gross and disgusting. So I'm gonna give him like a D tier. You're going through this whole like temple area for a lot of these bosses we've been talking about recently, which can be a bit of a gauntlet, because there's no save points in between it. Non-pure. I think this is the last of the like non-whatever things. I don't remember exactly what this guy's does. Easy though. Beat on my first try. Cool enough. I'll give him a B tier. You think the same story is the basis for Dragon Ball, as Goku has the monkey tail and that the Wish Dragon is named Shenlong? Yes, yeah, exactly. So the original Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, although Dragon Ball Z is like kind of the sequel to the original Dragon Ball. But the original Dragon Ball is basically an adaptation of the Japanese translation of Journey to the West. And yeah, Goku or Son Goku is like the Japanese translation of the name Sun Wukong, which is the original Chinese from Journey to the West. So yeah, you're exactly right. All right, Yellowbrow. This is the final boss of Chapter 3. He has 3 phases. Not a very challenging fight. So the thing is, you fight his 3 phases as separate bosses. Like, it gives you checkpoints in between them. So if you had to fight all 3 phases in a row, this would probably be super difficult. But because you get checkpoints, it's actually really easy. His first phase, he's very slow. Although I would argue is almost maybe his hardest phase. Like, because if you use up your stuff. The second phase, you actually fight him in the form of a monkey, like a different monkey. And you have an NPC that helps you. So again, that phase is easy. And then his third phase is again not really that hard, but he does have a gimmick where he can turn himself solid like gold. And you have to figure out how to break him out of that gold stat. Because if you don't break the gold, then like you're screwed. Basically, you can only hit him with heavy attacks when he's in gold. But like all of his attacks aren't really that threatening. And again, you get checkpoints in between each phase. However, I will say this is one of the other few bosses where I'm going to give this like a D or an F tier on game design, because the checkpoint between phase 2 and the last phase keeps you stuck in this area where you don't have access to change your equipment or spells. So if you were someone who just like decided to try out some random new stuff, and then you happen to fight this guy, and then you die, now you're stuck using only this stuff that maybe you didn't want to use, and there's no way for you to change it. And I think that's a really shitty thing to do. Like, you should be able to leave the boss arena so you can change your setup. Just to me, that's kind of insane. Fortunately, again, that didn't happen to me. I was already using stuff that I wanted to use, and I didn't find them that hard. But I could see this being extremely frustrating if you wandered in, like, trying out a new build, and then you're just stuck there and you can't, like, use the stuff that you wanted to. So, yeah. This guy is, like, a big piece of shit in the story, by the way. Okay, moving on to chapter 4. Are you still with me, guys? We still have Nikke in the background? We do. All right. So, moving on to chapter 4. We got Dragon Traveler after the Wukong boss tier list. The second sister. You fight her as a big spider. She does have a human form. You have, like, a lot of hot spider ladies that go back and forth between a human form and spider form. Easy boss fight. But I will give it an A tier on how fun it was to fight. This big worm is gross. And also subtly a big piece of the lore if you're not paying attention, but this is kind of the answer to, like, a really dark part of the story that is actually potentially one of the main reasons for Wukong's rebellion. I'll leave that up to you for when you play the game, or if you want to dig more into the lore. But yeah, easy boss fight though. I'll give it easy, and then it's a B tier. Venom Taoist, another easy fight. Shouldn't give you any problems. I'll give it an A tier, and cool lore behind him. Another one of these, like, kind of secret bosses. There's also a secret thing that I got lucky on, that I just happened to do this. Because you get a secret item from him if you break off all of his arms by attacking him from the back. But if you don't break off all his arms, then you don't get the item, and there's no other way to get it. I just happened to do that when I fought him, because he seemed like the most vulnerable in the back. But yeah, you can miss that equipment. Centipede Guai. It's a big centipede. It was easy. I'll give it a C. Buddha's right hand. So a lot of crazy things with the lore here that I won't get into. But it's a really weird fight. This hand is just, like, hanging down in this trench, and you fight this hand, and it has a second phase, which I won't spoil. I think I beat it on my second try because I didn't realize there was going to be a second phase, but still easy. And I'm going to give it a B tier. Kind of cool, but also pretty gross. All right, Yellow Long. Okay, this is a boss that is also said to be one of the most difficult in the game. So the bosses that I always hear about, people say are, like, the most difficult in the game, are that Yellow Wind Sage that we already talked about, this guy, and then one that we'll talk about towards the very end. People were apparently stuck on this guy for days. People have said they, like, died to this person, like, 200 plus times. I don't know how, okay? And now, this sounds like I'm just, like, glazing myself or bragging or whatever, but, like, I don't consider myself some kind of god gamer, okay? It's not like I've done, like, level 1 Elden Ring runs, or that I do, like, no-hit runs on games or anything like that. Like, I'm just an average video game player. But this guy is not that hard, okay? I beat him on my third try, which would technically put him in the challenging section. But, like, I don't know, like, what people are freaking out about. A cool boss. He's the last of the 4 hidden dragon brothers. He's probably the coolest of all of them. And where he was hiding is kind of crazy. Very interesting lore. Very, very cool. Yellow Lung is again, super cool. You get a transformation spell from him, which is extremely powerful. I'm going to give it an S tier for like the boss fight. But again, I'm going to put it in challenging because I beat him on my third try. And challenging is 3 to 5 by the criteria that I set. Bali Gooba. Okay, this is another one of the frogs. This was the hardest one for me. I died once on him because the poison buildup can be crazy. This boss can poison you, but still easy. And we'll give it a C tier. Zubaje is has like multiple stages. Jubaje is like actually one of your friends, but then like something happens, then you have to fight him. Easy, but I'm gonna give it here Jubaje 2, and then there's even a third stage, but they're not showing here. But anyway, again, easy, and I'll give it like an A tier for the actual boss fight. And it's kind of like a crazy arena that you fight him in, and you get all covered in mud and stuff. Violet Spider. Okay, the whole story of this chapter, all of chapter 4, is like super tragic and dark. She's not that hard though. This old lady, yeah, easy, and I'll give it a B tier for the fight. Commander Beetle. Who the hell is Commander? Oh, I remember. Okay, so you have like a bunch of random enemies that you have to fight with this beetle, which actually made it kind of hard. Although, I think I still beat it on the first try, so I guess it's easy. But there's a lot of enemies around you, so you got to be careful. This is one of the situations where I did use my Pluck of Money spell to make clones of myself, just because I'm like, all right, I need other people to fight all these random people. Because you're fighting like 12 people at a time. But yeah, so put him in easy, and I'll give it a B tier. Supreme Inspector 1. You fight him later on in the game, but this was super easy. You get like 30% of his health down, and then the fight stops for lore reasons. But it was cool. It was cool and unexpected, so I'll give it an A tier. 100-Eyed Taoist Master. Okay, this is the final boss of Chapter 4. Really scary, intimidating guy. Looks crazy. Again, easy. I beat him on my second try. He has a second phase that caught me off guard. But otherwise, not a problem. At the beginning, you have people helping you. Like there are other, I won't say who they are, but other NPCs that are helping you fight him, which is a lot of fun. It's pretty cool. Very cool fight. I'll maybe give this an S tier for how cool it was. Fungi Woman. Easy. A random NPC. This is one of those kind of like mimic chest type of things where you go to pluck some mushrooms and it turns into a boss. I'll give it a B tier. Venom Taoist 2. So you fight him again a second time. He's still easy. Maybe even easier than the first time. I'm not sure. They were both easy. And I'll give him an A tier, though, as far as how fun he was, how cool he is. It's, again, good lore behind this guy. Scorpion Lord. Okay, this guy is a badass mofo. Both, like, he's hilarious. The way that you fight him, he's, like, chilling up on the roof up here. And he's just drinking. He's chilling. And he just asks you to go away. And honestly, I should have respected him and just left him, right? But I didn't. If you don't go away, again, you have to provoke him. But if you do provoke him, then he ends up jumping down to fight you. And he's hilarious. And he's a really cool boss. I'm going to give him an S tier. He's also one of the most difficult in the game. Probably the third most difficult in the game for me. I'm going to put him in the very hard range. So 6 to 12 tries. I think it probably took me like 6 or 7 tries to beat him. His poison buildup is insane. He attacks very rapidly. He has long combos. He's got a lot of health. He is a tough customer. Really cool fight. And yeah, very, very, very difficult. Like, so far, the only things that were more difficult, I guess, are the Tiger Vanguard that I insisted on fighting for like 20 to 30 times. And I think most people will say that this guy is very difficult. So that is a boss that I agree with people on. Taoist Me, very easy fight, and I'll give it like a C tier for how cool it was. Dusk Veil. I hesitate to say that this was easy because it has 2 phases, and I kind of narrowly beat it, but I did beat it on my second try, so technically it's still easy. But I could see this potentially giving people problems. Again, really sad lore behind this one. Very sad backstory. This person was tortured into being a monster. And I'll give it an S tier as far as the spectacle. It's like, it looks super scary and crazy. Kind of like I was talking about that other thing looking like some crazy Lovecraftian horror. Same kind of thing for Dusk Veil. It's crazy. Pale Axe Stalwart. This is extremely easy. This is another boss that you don't really have to beat. Like, it's stopped prematurely after you just do a little bit of damage to him. I don't know, C tier. Brown Iron Cart. Okay, so this is what I mentioned. This was one of the things that I actually had to look up. There's a series of 5 carts that you have to find and fight. They're all very easy fights, assuming you can find them. The 5th one is actually harder, so I'll give it its own rating. But I mean, this was super easy. These carts just swing their arms around a little bit. They blow some fire, but they don't even move, and they're easy. And I'm gonna give it like, I'll give it a B tier actually, just because it's kind of a weird, unique concept. Father of Stones. Oh my god, this might actually be the saddest character in the game. When I read his lore after beating him, because again, you can read a whole bio on the characters after you beat them in your journal, is incredibly sad. And I'm like, why did I kill this guy? Why is he fighting me? Like, this is terrible. Like, I don't want to fight this guy. He was just trying to revive this poor dead girl, which you can see has a skeleton in his hand, which also died super tragically. I won't spoil the whole story around him, but it's just, the whole thing is sad. But easy fight, and I'll give it a B tier for how fun the fight was. Easy, and B tier. Fast as wind, quick as fire. This is a dual boss fight. There aren't a whole lot of them, but most of them are in this chapter. Easy. Like, absurdly easy, honestly. Kind of fun, weird concept. I'll give it a B. One head floats and one head rolls around. Flint Chief. This guy is hard because you have to fight it on lava, which means you're always taking burn damage. That said, I kind of cheesed him by finding this one little like ledge I could stand on, and so he was easy. I beat him on my first try. Cloudy Mist and Misty Cloud. So here's another duo. Easy. All the duos were easy in this game, which is funny because in a lot of games, like in Dark Souls, duo boss fights are like the most miserable thing possible. But in Wukong, they mercifully made them some of the easier fights. So yeah, easy. Beat on the first try. I will give it a B tier. Keeper of Flaming Mountains and Yin Yang Fish. this is a super cool fight. This is one of the coolest fights, I think. This is an easy S tier, but it was also an easy fight. I beat it on my first try. Yeah. The boss arena is insane. Like, he floods the whole place with water, but it's kind of like ink. Everything's in black and white. And at one point he summons this big fish that you have to fight, and it like dives into different colors of the ink, and like it's really, really cool. I hope you guys get to see it for yourself. A really fun fight. His character is also pretty interesting. He's like trying to take away the king's wife and run away with the sexy fox lady. Actually, well, okay. I won't correct myself, but I won't explain too much because I don't want to spoil the rest of the lore. But he a really, really cool fight. Again, S tier, but an easy fight. Crimson Silver Cart. Okay, another one, easy and B tier. 9-capped Ling Jiguai. He gives you these like poison buildup, like, and these mushrooms grow on you. It looks disgusting. I hated it. Thankfully I did beat him on my first try, but it was like at the end of like he's right by a shrine, and yeah, he can catch you off guard. Visit the shrine first, then fight him, which I didn't do, but thankfully I beat him on the first try. But I'll give him a B tier and easy. Flint Vanguard. This is basically the same as the Stone Vanguard from Chapter 2, except he makes lava. Again, easy, and I'll give it a B tier. Mother of Flames. You better be prepared to deal with burn damage. I had a flask that you can mix different powers in your flask that will give you like extra bonuses. Otherwise, it's like your normal healing kind of thing. I was prepared with burn damage stuff, burn resistance, so she wasn't too bad. Easy, beat her on her first try, but you do have to be careful about like taking burn damage against her. And I'll give her a C tier. I don't know. It wasn't. Gold cart. Okay, so this is the 5th cart. This is that one thing that I had to look up, and this cart is way harder than any other cart. That said, it's still easy. I beat it on my second try. The thing is, this cart actually moves around a lot. It's far more aggressive. I spent most of the time actually dodging, so it was just a long fight. But kind of a cool boss. I'll give it an A tier. Ba Long Long. So this is a 5th of the frog bosses. Again, easy. I'll give it a C tier. Cool screenshot though. It looks like it's like lava coming off its tongue. Top takes bottom, bottom takes top. I don't... There's a lot of jokes to be made about the name here, guys. Name aside, probably an awkward translation. Kind of a fun fight. It's another duo fight. It was easy. Beat on my first try. I'll give it a B tier. Bishui Golden-Eyed Beast. Very aggressive boss. And you're partially in lava, so you just have to make sure you stay off the lava because there's a lot of area that isn't lava as well. It was easy, and I will give it an A tier. Pretty cool fight. The lore behind this boss is pretty cool too. Red Boy. Okay, this is the final boss of Chapter 5. Easy, but cool. Really cool. I'll give it an A tier. He has a second phase, which there is a checkpoint between, so you can fight them as 2 separate bosses, which is why this fight is easy. And the second phase is the Yaksha King. This crazy devil-looking guy. Super badass. I'm going to give this an S tier, but again, easy. Beat it on my second try, because I think on the first try that I beat his first form, and then I was like weak going into this one, and so I died. But then when I respawned, then I beat him. I think that's the thing about why Wukong isn't actually that hard, is because it's very like forgiving. Like it's not punishing. You know what I mean? So like even if something is difficult, it's not like it takes away your items or gives you like a super long run back to a boss or anything like that. Like it's very very forgiving in all that respect. Supreme Inspector 2. So this is the guy that you fought before that the fight gets stopped short on. Very easy boss. The lore significant of this boss is crazy, and his head is a hand, which is crazy. This is actually the hand of the Emperor of the Celestial Court himself. Super interesting lore behind this guy. And one NPC friend that you have has a major grudge against him. A very cool fight. I'm going to say this is an S tier. But I beat it on my first try, so I'm going to say easy. And this is in Chapter 6, by the way. Chapter 6 is kind of weird because it's just a big open world and it's nothing but boss fights. Like, it's literally nothing but boss fights. There are a couple random enemies you can fight, but they're very few and far between. There's no items to find, aside from this one piece of armor that I didn't know existed in here, which is one of the things that I missed. So again, I missed that one spirit summon because I killed the one boss before the other one, and then I missed this piece of armor. So those are the two things that I missed on my first run. So anyway, so you just have to go around and find all these random bosses. There's literally none but bosses in Chapter 6. It's kind of cool. It's a little weird, but it's cool. Jai Lung of Waves. A very easy dragon fight. Beat him on first try. I'll get a B tier. Kind of lame as far as dragons go, but you know, it is a dragon. Son of Stones. I don't want to kill this family of stones, but I did. Actually, like, challenging. I think I had to fight him like 4 times. I'll give it a B tier. Poison Chief. There's 4 of these guys. So you got Poison Chief 1, Poison Chief 2, 3, and 4. They're all exactly identical. They're all also very easy. Beat them on my first try. They're not particularly exciting. I'll give them a C tier. All right. Long Baba. This is the last of the frog bosses. You fight him with a bunch of other random ads around him. Still pretty easy. Beat on my first try. But it's cool. This frog has a lot more tricks. I'll give it a A tier. Cloud Treading Deer. This is one of the coolest bosses. Like, visually speaking, it's really, really cool. The environment you fight him in, his phase change, his design, it's very otherworldly. You can't really tell from this picture, but particularly in his second phase, it just gets kind of eerie. It's a really cool and like weird kind of unique fight. I'm gonna give it an S tier. That said, I beat it on my second try, so easy. Golden Horned Rhino. A fun gimmick where you have to break the horn because he takes like almost no damage, like tiny chip damage if you don't break the horn. But beat it on my first try. But I'll give it an A tier for the fight. Fangtail General. This wasn't really a boss fight. This is just another thing to interact with. I can't really give this a rating. Very cool though. I don't want to spoil something about this and like give you the perspective on it. It's cool if you ever fight this. So I'll give it an S tier from that perspective, but you don't fight it. So yeah. Emerald Arm Mantis. This is the funniest fight in the game. I won't spoil why it's funny, but it is hilarious. Again, easy though. Beat on my second try, I think. But we'll give it an S tier just because it's kind of ridiculous how you fight it. Waterwood Beast. This is just like a boss version of normal bad guys that you can fight. It's just exactly the same but bigger. Super easy. And I'll give it a C tier. Giant Shigandong. This is a secret boss. Has kind of a gimmick to it, but is really easy. Technically, this boss can one-shot you, but it should never one-shot you. I won't give away things about it. It's kind of lame. Like, it looks like it should be super cool. This is by far the largest boss you fight in the game. And you're like, oh, this could be like an epic like Titan battle, S tier. But this is one of the biggest missed opportunities, I think, for the devs in this game. I'm just gonna give it a C. All right. Erlong Shen. Erlong Shen is, by most people's estimates, the most difficult boss in the game. He is a secret boss, and some people have just like never beat him. There's a lot of guides out there that I found on him since like researching things in the game. I didn't use a guide. For me, I beat him on my second try. I hesitate to say he's easy just because of how much of an insane wall he's been for a lot of people. But again, I feel like people probably think he's really hard because they've done things like rely on their immobilize spell, and stuff like that doesn't work on him. But if you're just good at dodging, you use your cloud step strategically. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of just the same for like a lot of these bosses. If you approach it in an intelligent way, and don't just rely on things that are like easy tricks, it's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be that bad. But supposedly one of the hardest bosses ever in video gaming, according to some people. A super cool fight. I'm going to give it an S tier. This is a major character in the game, also from Journey to the West. I definitely will not spoil everything about this, but there's like major revelations kind of like about this guy. This is the same boss that you fight at the very beginning that you can't lose, where you fight him in heaven, and then he's the secret boss at the end of the game. Also has a second phase, which is mostly just a cinematic. So after you beat like the real boss fight like this, then you get into the Four Heavenly Kings and Erlong Shen's final form, and you fight them in basically a big Titan battle, which I don't know if you can lose or not. I think this might be like an unlosable fight. I'm not 100% sure. And you fight 5 bosses at once, but you become this big Titan form, and technically it's the third phase of Arlong's fight. But yeah, the real fight is against him, and then if you like beat him in this form, then like I said, I'm not even sure this is actually like losable, but it's insanely epic. It's super cool. It's crazy. If you've played Final Fantasy 16, when you do the big like Titan fights, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. It's that kind of like that, but I would say even more epic. It's really, really cool, and a lot of fun. Then we get to the last boss of the game. Okay, if you don't want spoilers on this, then just like leave the stream, I guess. But I think probably no one's gonna mind this too much, and probably most people know who the last boss of the game is anyway. So the last boss of the game technically has 4 phases, but you get a checkpoint after the second phase. So you kind of fight 2 of them together, and then you get a checkpoint, and then you fight 2 phases. So the Stone Monkey starts out very easy, and then in the second phase, he splits into 2 monkeys. It gets harder, but is still easy, I would say. But I'll give it an S tier for how cool it is, but an easy fight. But by the time you get to the 3rd and 4th stage, This is when things get crazy. I think this is the most difficult boss in the game. Now, yes, I died to Tiger Vanguard like 25 times, but that was sort of more like me just being stubborn that I was going to do it. And I could have come back to him. Whereas this is actually the last boss in the game, and presumably you're already like as powerful as you can get, right? Like you just have to beat this guy now, there's no other option for you. And I won't spoil everything, but he will like take away your powers and use them against you, and it's insane. It's really, really insane. I'm gonna give him. I shouldn't be saying it's insane because I won't actually put him in the insane category, because I think I beat him on like my 10th try or something like that. So he would be in the very hard category. But S tier for how cool it was. The arena, you have the setting sun behind you. It's so cinematic. The light is reflecting off the water. The interaction between yourself and this character they're so fun and so funny, and just kind of like seeing Wukong's personality. It's I love it. I love it, and it's just visually stunning. Like they could not have made this any cooler. And it is very challenging, a worthy last fight to the game. So again, so I guess if we're going by how many times I died, the hardest fight in the game for me was Tiger Vanguard, which I would put in the insane category, and then the Great Sage's Broken Shell, which I would put in the very hard category, is the second hardest, and then the Scorpion King that I talked about is the third hardest in the game, which is also in the very hard category. And that brings us to all of the bosses in the game. Really fun game, guys. There are so many bosses in the game. Look, 107 bosses. It's crazy. It's just such a cool game. I highly recommend it. Again, it might be something kind of different for you guys if you are used to only playing gacha games. But if you play action games at all, or you want to try something different, Wukong is a good one to try out. And like if you enjoyed Stellar Blade, I think you would enjoy Wukong. Combat is different because Stellar Blade is very like parry heavy, and you don't do parrying. Technically you can parry with one of your moves, but it's a little bit of a different feel, but still same kind of general gameplay. And so I think if you enjoyed something like Stellar Blade, you would also enjoy Black Myth Wukong. All right, it is Dragon Traveler time, guys. Let me change my stream info. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Thanks for those of you that like hung out with me through that. Hopefully it was interesting for some of you at least. I like to share other things than just like the standard gacha games I always play, I like kind of talking about other stuff once in a while. So hopefully you do too. What is wrong with my restream chat? It's like keeps messing up. Let me try reopening it. Dude, it keeps just saying like, oops, something is wrong. That's so annoying. I might have to restart my computer to like get rid of the problem, which obviously I'm not going to do in the middle of the stream. You plan to play the game eventually? That's good. That's good. Glad that you're going to play. I wish I could get my chat working though, because now I can only see either YouTube or Twitch, which kinda sucks. I don't know why Restream is having problems. Huh. Well, it is how it is. Let's see, Lone Syndicate says, it was interesting, although you had no interest in Wukong. You love those types of games and always enjoy people talking about them. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed me talking about it then. And I apologize if I miss anybody's chat messages at this point, because I don't know. I don't know what the problem is with my Restream chat. I think I'd have to restart my computer. So we're going to have to finish out the stream with potential chat problems. I do apologize for that. So I'll pull up the YouTube chat in my browser just so I can at least see that all the time. But if you're watching on Twitch, I may not see any of your chat. And again, I do apologize about that. Hopefully we'll have that back working like normal for next stream. Okay, so what I do have left to do is guild stuff, as well as my Wormbone Ruins, and then some PvP. Not a whole lot. Again, I did most of my dailies earlier. I got a big power spike because I got a lot of SRs maxed out to Diamond, and then reset them and transferred them and so on. So I got a good power spike there. Also, we are recruiting for my Dragon Traveler guild as well. We have a couple people that went inactive that I haven't kicked yet, just because like they're still there at least defending our bases, but we do need to replace them. So if anybody would like to join my Dragon Traveler guild, let me know. I should probably use Athena. Why have I not been using Athena? Maybe I should do that. Okay, let's have her go first. Yeah, okay. Gotta run? Okay. Bedtime for children? Alright, well have a good night. Thanks for coming through. Feel the power of the monkey. Nice. You just need more dupes of your SRs to get them to higher stars, but we'll get them done eventually. Yeah, it's definitely a grind. So I think I still have to do Assassin and Warriors. This is very much looking like a battle of attrition. I think we just stall out of time here. There's so much healing on their side. Okay, so let's play on manual, and I'm gonna restart this. And I think I'll try and take out Chiron first. We'll make that our first target. Dude, Sharon is at full health. Like, what the hell? Alright, let's stun them. Break defense. And then hit her. Oh my god, for real? At least we killed Caligula. Having Mooning down is not great, but I think we might actually chew through this one. Yeah, okay, I think we're gonna make it this time. We just have the freaking tanks here still. We have 40 seconds though, we'll see. Generally the issue with Green Tower, right? Just like, the heal stall is insane. Dude, Talos will definitely carry Green Tower. Supposedly the best DPS in the whole game, so we'll see. Dude, the tanks are so nutty. I think we're gonna lose. I thought maybe we were gonna break through it, but I think we're actually gonna lose. We only have 10 seconds left. Oh my god, that's so annoying. That's so insane. Okay. Maybe I'll switch this up. Should I use Tearfing? Maybe I should use Tearfing just for some extra damage. Maybe I should just make sure Moonin doesn't die. Maybe I would have had the DPS if Moonin didn't go down. So we'll try it again. I think we're gonna go back here and hit the panda. Because again, I can't let Moonin die. Oh no, she literally just died. I was about to save her with my dragon and she died. Okay. I wonder, should I just restart because of that? Although, I think otherwise the battle is going better than it did previously, so I'm gonna keep going. Freaking panda's still alive. Maybe if I can take out the dragon. That could... 16 seconds left? Come on. Three seconds left. Kill it! Kill it! Oh, no. I think I literally needed 1 second more to kill that thing. Anubis is so dumb. Like, he literally just resets his health over and over and over again. I think I needed 1 second to kill that dragon. That's so annoying. That's so stupid. All right, we're gonna go to Otherworld. Right? That was BS. Ugh. Oh my god. Miserable. Okay. Dragon Traveler is harder than Black Myth Wukong. Okay, just saying. Let's just auto this and see what happens. Right? Like the dragon totally died. Ugh. Dragon Traveler is insane tier. Nice, we crushed that. Okay, so I'll let these auto in the background. And then we'll go do some guild stuff. I changed some positioning for people. Oh no, hey, his... I messaged this guy already, but he's missing somebody. Oh my god, he doesn't even have a dragon here. What happened to his teams? Okay. Bro needs to fix this. But yeah, I rearranged how we had some. I put one of our strongest guys. Is it this guy? Yeah. I was guarding this before, because I was in our top 3 strongest, but this guy is really, really strong, so I put him on there instead of me. No ego here. If you're stronger, you're stronger. I don't think I've ever managed to stop that second wave. Even when I've held the burst, the dragon also always still gets off his second big attack. You just need crazy power to be able to stop that. Vermilion's been carrying your progress? Nice. Dude, I feel like I should be pulling more copies of her. It's just, I feel like Talos... Oh, nice. 867 gems. I feel like Talos might be the next one. And that's just going to feel like really bad. You know what I mean? On the other hand, Vermilion is so valuable since I'm like maining the red team. I'm like, maybe I'm really silly for... not just pulling for her anyway. Where's the boss? There she is. Like, for me, is Vermilion actually more important than Talos if I'm maining red? I don't know. But I have seen some screenshots that you and some other people have been putting up, and her damage is pretty bananas. I also like her design a lot better than Talos, I'll say that. Oh, I finally sorted out my equipment too, so you guys know how I had like a bunch of equipment sitting in my bag that I was behind on. So I finally sorted that out and got my units properly equipped. Probably won't go that hard into Talos since you don't main green. I don't, from what I hear, she's just the best DPS no matter what team you use. I don't know how accurate that is, if that's just hype. I also, my second best is blue, and her second element is blue. Because I think she's green-blue, right? So, I mean, I have no personal experience with her. She wasn't on the test server that I was on. But from what I've heard from people who have played on the like Taiwanese server, she's just busted on everything. I don't know. That's the rumor. Yeah, both the OG design and the skin are better for Vermilion Bird, 100%. Talos has like a Christmas skin, because I guess she came out in Christmas time on the other servers. Which is not, like, the greatest, in my opinion. Alright, and Garrison. I guess I could have walked around a little bit more. I thought I needed to save more energy. But it's okay. Alright, so farming our gems. Did all our guild stuff. Apparently we're still fighting in the background. Limited time store. Alright, so I gotta save up to buy the last one of these so we can get to the next level. What do I have here? Oh, oath stuff. Because we're going through the Wormbone Ruins in the background, I guess. Buff. Oh, why aren't these playing? I was wondering, like, why isn't it cycling? I guess I had stopped it. Okay. So, PvP. There's not a lot happening, because Cloud Clash just ended. Oh, I did finally get the Mad Stitcher. I'd been putting him off. I got the Cloak Trickster right away, and then I was just buying like Mandrakes, but finally got the Mad Stitcher. He has damage reduction, which is definitely quite good. And then we don't have the Points League happening right now. Realm Clash is over unless you're in like a top bracket. So yeah, there's not a lot of PvP going on. Oh, wait, but let's check in on this, and then I'll come back. So I have one more attempt. Can claim a reward, though. Caligula. Fine. Alright, let's see if I can reposition and then just beat it. Ooh, I kind of already have them positioned well, but let's move... I think move back here. I think maybe we want to be like this. Let's see how this plays out. It's very grindy. There's so many light effects stuff, I can't even tell what's happening. Alright, sweet. Yeah, that went pretty well. With some proper positioning. Ooh, nice. We can pick up one of these. Dude, I have 173. I'm so ready for Artemis whenever she comes out. This crap again. Wait, can I do like a resonance upgrade? I can. Maybe that one resonance upgrade will be enough to push me over the edge. We'll see, we'll see. I'm gonna auto it and go back to PvP again. So who knows what they'll be doing in the background. I have faith. You can do it. Okay, so we'll block his assassin. We're kind of OP though, so we'll just beat him like no matter what. But still, we won't get too sloppy. How is she ice skating? There's no ice on the ground. Hydrate, everybody. Hydrate. Drink some water. Probably another decently easy one. Dude, Zagreus has been so good. Like, her ability to freeze the enemy is so clutch sometimes. Oh, we're still fighting in the background. That's probably a good sign. Maybe they're doing well. Oh, this guy's got a weird team. Definitely interesting. Not something you see all the time. Like, I don't know if it's weird. Maybe I shouldn't have said weird. But it's like a... not a typical team. Oh no, it looks like we lost our Wormbo Ruins. Stupid green dragon can't get it done. Yep. Didn't manage to do anything. Alright, I guess we'll just be stuck on floor 194 forever. You wish you could have gone a bit more into Zagreus, but you probably wouldn't have been able to Diamond Vermilion if you did. Yeah, I mean, these things are always like give and take, right? Gotta make choices on what you're gonna spend your resources on or not. Just like real life. And if it wasn't for Zagreus's Ice Skater skin, I probably wouldn't have either. Like, I have no regrets, because she's actually a very useful unit. She is good. But, yeah. If I hadn't, I would probably be a lot more willing to pull for more copies of Vermilion Bird as well. Oh, there should be another easy fight. Easy fight. Hey, have any of you guys built, oh no, I can't remember her name. Our new SSR Plus guard that actually was added to like the normal pool of units. Why can't I think of her name? But did anybody actually build her? Because apparently she's good, just kind of wrong place, wrong time kind of thing, right? Like, not really worth it at the moment. But she's a unit that I would like to build, but obviously didn't spend the resources to do it. Only have one copy. Same. Okay, normal arena mode, which we will just sweep through. Sweep, sweep. I wonder if anybody actually bothers attacking in this mode anymore. Because I've been at the same rank since forever, basically. Alright, that should complete everything. I'm thinking about getting this pass. I've kind of been trying just not to spend money on stuff recently. But this is kind of tempting. Because you get the Atanith and then like a lot of limited pulls. Including the mythic summoning tickets. It might be worth it. Just get the monthly slime next month to get her at least 6 stars so you can put her in the residence. Yeah. Dude, those monthly slimes are so valuable. Usually try to fight a higher rank one attempt than just do sweeps. That's fair. Yeah, I use her too. I use her too, and also have her at diamond. So, I mean, it is for sure tempting. I have her pretty geared out too. Oh, I finally overloaded one more piece of gear. So for the longest time, I've only had this overloaded weapon on Ifrit. And then I also, just earlier today, when I was fixing all my gear, I overloaded some gloves on Poseidon. Also, this seems like a really good attack set. This rage set, but I don't see it listed anywhere on the guide. But this feels like this is really good. Like attack speed plus 20%, regen efficiency of rage by 25. Like, I don't know if I'm just dumb and don't know why this isn't good, but this seems like that's a really good set. Anyway, do we have anything else to star up? No. We'll leave these guys for our trade-in value. And we have anything that we can summon? I've already done some summons as well. Do I just pull for more Vermilion Bird now? Use it on your Siegfried because it's a set you have on her, the Rage set. Okay, nice. It seems like a pretty good set, right? All right, I think let's end the stream by getting like one multi-worth of Vermilion Bird. I did my pulls to get one copy of her, and then I've been pulling a little bit each day for like the daily missions. And then I bought the one of her in the shop. So I have her at 6 base like gold stars, but that's it. I think I want to stay like above 60k for sure, even at the end of the event, because if the next event is Talos, yeah. But let's give Vermilion Bird a shot. Thank you for the prayers in chat. Sadly, did not work, but that's okay. Hey, look, I actually got a Twitch message. I think my restream is working again. I don't have the error message anymore. Yeah. All right, so do I want to buy this for $15? No, I don't. They're really trying to get me to get the tan bird lady. All right, guys, we're going to end it here. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a fun stream as usual, and I will be streaming again on Thursday at the normal time. Good luck with your polls. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of that Wukong talk. Again, I'd like to do something different just occasionally and talk about some other things that I'm excited about besides gacha games. But yeah, hope you guys have a great night, morning, or whatever time of day it is for you, wherever you're at in the world. I will catch you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.